All right, I hope you guys are doing great. So today we're gonna be, actually I should say tonight. It's fucking pitch black out. Tonight we're just gonna be chill, gonna have a nice, cool ass night. This is gonna be a long video, so grab your snacks, grab your drinks. I got a cup of coffee right here just to get me through this. So just take it easy. This is unscripted, nothing serious. We're just here to hang out, have a good time. We're going to be doing a tier list for Back for Blood, all the cards in Back for Blood. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I'm going to try to keep every card under a minute because there's over 200 freaking cards. So I'm not going to spend too much time on each card. So if you disagree with me, perfectly fine. Go make your own tier list. I'll disagree with you. That's how this world works. So it's perfectly fine. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I also have Back for Blood opened in a tab just in case I forget some of these cards because it freaking cropped the freaking name out, so I'm gonna have to do that. So the first one I believe is Ammo Vest. No, Tactical Vest actually. Which one does this do? Tactical Vest, 30% rifle ammo capacity, and 10% rifle damage with LMGs and assault rifles. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in situational but good. Obviously you have to use one specific weapon type. You have to use assault rifles, but extra damage and extra ammo is always nice. Next card we have is Experienced EMT, plus 10% maximum health, stamina, and stamina regen when you use a medical accessory on a target. So this used to be a lot better when it was like 30%, I think, extra health, but they nerfed it a while ago, so pretty understandable. In its current form, I'm going to say it's a little situational because the health doesn't last. Obviously, it only lasts one mission, and it doesn't really prevent trauma like it used to. Back in the olden days, you can prevent trauma. It would give you extra health that by the end of the level, your health would be reset to its normal value, but you would actually prevent trauma. Anyway, it used to be a lot better of a card, so I'm going to go situational or a little underwhelming. Oh, I know I'm going to get some flack for this. I think it's Weaponsmith. Weaponsmith. I do not think that Weaponsmith is a good card. I get it. Some people like unbolting attachments and all that. And good for you if you're one of those people. But attachments, in my opinion, don't make or break your build. So using a whole card and then having to spend extra copper on that just to unbolt attachments, in my opinion, is not worth it. So the next card, Overprotective. When a teammate within 15 meters gets hurt, you get a bunch of damage. I'm going to say situational. It's a good damage bonus. 20% damage is awesome, but I don't like cards that are situational when the frequency that you get to use them is random. I don't like those kind of cards. So the next one is Experimental Stun Gun, I believe. Enhances bash to stun nearby enemies. Refreshes after 10 seconds. I'm going to go situational but good, because I think it disables your support slot. It disables your quick slot. So you're not going to be able to use toolkits. You're not going to be able to use defibs. So the healer's not going to be able to use this. The utility class isn't going to be use this. Realistically, the only one that's going to be able to use this is the tank or the DPS class. And it's also fragile, meaning if you take even one hit, then you have to reactivate it and you're consuming more ammo. So you gotta put a lot of cards in your deck to make this work. But it can be extremely effective, because the stun from it creates like a chain Emperor Palpatine lightning wave as it comes out. It's pretty nice, but still situational. Anyway, next card, what is it? Reduce incoming damage by 1. That is Crippling Frequency. So this card used to be freaking broken, but they patched it with the Expire T5. So these two cards I'm actually going to put situational but good. So Expire T5 and Crippling Frequency, both of them together. They used to be fucking S tier, a few patches ago. I would just put them both here, but nowadays they're okay. So I'm going to put them both in situational but good. They can still work, but they're not as broken as they used to be. So you really have to devote a lot of your build to ammo and ammo regen to make them work. Which one is this one? I can't exactly remember. Sonic Disruptor. Emit a pulse that deals heavy stumble damage. Damage to nearby enemies and has a chance to knock off armor. I actually really like this card. It disables your offensive slot and costs 75 SMG ammo. But when I was experimenting with this card, it works fairly well 75% of the time. So I want to say within a radius of about 5 to 6 meters, When you activate this, it's kind of like T5, where it's an AoE effect, but it pretty much guarantees a stumble, which is really nice, but sometimes it doesn't work against bruisers and it glitches out. So hopefully they can fix that a little bit in the future. I'm going to go with, obviously, situational but good. A lot of the gadget cards are going to go in here, situational but good. What is this? Hazmat Specialist, 35% acid resist, and your bait jars deal direct damage to targets and can hit weak spots. When I was testing this, I was so fucking excited for this card, man. You know, back when the DLC was announced, but the direct damage is so minuscule. It's like, I don't know, 3 hit points of damage. It's so low. The acid resistance is nice, and the team effects, when you use a bait jar and the enemy dies with a bait jar, you have a 75% chance to get another bait jar. That can be fun, but we're also in the realm of kind of gimmicky. So I'm going to go situational or underwhelming for that one. Which one is this? Food. Which one is this? Wasteland Chef. Okay, Wasteland Chef. I'm actually really in love with this card right now on my Hang build. I'm going to make a video of this in the future. I'm going to go with great in almost any deck. It would be S tier if you're using it on Hang, but if you're going to slap this on pretty much anyone, I'm going to go with great with almost any deck, because those, what was it, gourmet meals, they heal 8 trauma, which is pretty much, you're getting the same effect as Doc, but you can slap this on any build as long as you run Food Scavenger alongside it. So it's a pretty great card. What was it? Hyper Focused, 50% weak spot damage at the cost of like movement speed. I'm going to go with great in almost any deck. It's just great damage. I mean, this little bit of amount of movement speed that you lose it's unsubstantial, because most builds have movement speed while firing somewhere in there. Most of the time you're going to run this on a sniper, a bolt action, or a shotgun, so that effect of reduced movement speed is going to be pretty minuscule. Phosphorus Rounds, D tier. This thing is fucking trash, man. Everyone was really excited for this card, but the damage that it does is so minuscule. It's like 1 or 2 ticks of fire damage per second. And even with Pyro, it's fucking bad. We were all excited to run a Pyro and Phosphorus Tipped build combo when the DLC came out, but Phosphorus Tipped is just so fucking underwhelming in its current iteration. It really needs a rework. What is this? Vitamins. I think that gives 25 extra health. I'm just going to go with situational but good. If I see this in a card shrine, I'm going to get it every time, but I'm never going to really run this as part of my build unless I'm a tank and I really want to build my HP as high as I can. Hydration Pack, it's kind of the same thing. It gives 10 more HP, but a little bit of less ammo usage, which is great on melee builds because you're not going to use ammo anyway. You're using a machete or whatever. Canned Goods, I'm going to go situational as well. Situational but good. 45 health points, which is really great, but you lose a shit ton of stamina. So realistically, these 3 cards are only going to be used on the tank. What's the next one? Soften Them Up. This one, when you hit someone with a melee attack, they deal reduced damage, I believe. So I'm going to go with 2 situational or underwhelming. Most of the time when you're hitting a breaker or an ogre or whatever with a melee weapon, you're not really doing it to debuff them. You're trying to fucking kill them. So this card, in my opinion, it doesn't give enough bang for its buck in its current iteration. What is this? Spiky Bits? 15%, not 15%, just a flat 15 melee damage. 20% damage resistance while you're using a melee weapon at the cost of some ammo. Fucking A. When I say great in almost any deck, this is great in almost any melee build. Pretty much, if you're running a melee build, you want to slot in Spiky Bits. It's the highest damage resistance you can possibly get, and at the downside of a little bit of ammo, you're fucking golden, man. This is a no-brainer for any melee build, as well as Mean Drunk, great on almost any deck. Again, I should rephrase this, great on almost any melee build. You don't want to be slotting this on just a rifle build or anything. But Mean Drunk, 40% melee damage, awesome, and it allows your attacks to cleave through enemies. So if you're using a fire axe, you know, normally it's a nice horizontal swing, not horizontal, vertical swing. But with Mean Drunk, it actually widens that swing a little bit to where there's a little bit of AoE. So it makes it a lot more forgiving when you're slicing through a hallway and you're trying to kill Ridden. Durable, I'm going to say Durable is actually A tier now. It used to just give some trauma resist, but now it gives fire resist and a little bit of health. So 15% trauma resist on top of 20%. I think it's 20%. It's around there. It's a decent amount of fire resist and health. So with the introduction of the new lobbers, the new lobber enemies that do fire damage, Durable has gotten a lot of value, so I'm going to say A tier. You can use it in almost any deck. What is this? I'm going to have to remember. Body armor, 20% trauma resist. I'm going to go... I'm going to go A tier, actually. Trauma resist is useful on pretty much any character. Can't really say much more about it. It's just great. Trauma resist. Wooden armor. I'm going to go... fuck. I'm in between C and B right now. Because it does give a negative 100% fire resistance, but a huge amount of trauma resist. You know what? I'm going to say C tier. As much as I have grown to like wooden armor and I've been warming up to it, it's still, you're only going to use it on a melee build. And that negative fire resist, when you consider the new lobber enemies and the charred ridden, they're still a pain in the ass. So the only time I run this is on a melee build. I would never run this on like a Carly or something along those lines. High vis sights, this gives you aim speed and move speed while firing. I'm going to say situational but good, because this is really good on snipers, especially gyms, because you're aiming down. The faster you can aim down your sights to get scoped in on your enemy, as well as being able to move around with your scope, is pretty useful. So high vis sights is really good on gym, and it's average on everyone else. What is this? Demolitions expert, I believe. More accessory damage, 25% accessory damage. God, I'm gonna go C tier. I think accessory, with it being only 25%, and accessories kind of being nerfed right now. How should I say this? There was a time in the game where running a Bomby Hoffman build was one of the best ways you can play the game. Now it's kind of a joke. It's still fun, but you run out of grenades too quick and bosses don't melt as fast. So running a bomb build is kind of a meme right now. So accessory cards lose a lot of value right now, in my opinion. So I'm going to put, actually, this one right here, more accessory damage. Let me try to remember what this says. Demolitions expert. Okay, so the other one was grenade training. And improvised explosives. I'm going to put them both, actually. All three in situational but good. So 2 situational are underwhelming. Grenade builds just need a buff right now. They used to be really good, but for some reason they've dropped off the map a little bit. They need some love right now. Next card is, Confident Killer, I believe. Let me double check on this. Yes, Confident Killer. 1% damage every time you kill a mutation. This is automatically going in S tier. The first S tier of the fucking match. So it's in a damage category of its own. It affects everything. Mwah, chef's kiss. Heavy hitter, I believe. When you melee a mutation, they automatically get stumbled. I'm going to go with A. Great in almost any melee deck. You know, being able to stumble ridden and stun lock them is fucking awesome. So it's just a no-brainer. What is this? Ignore the pain. 20% melee damage against mutations. When you deal melee damage to a mutation, you heal 2 health and 3 stamina. Okay. Well, melee builds have kind of dropped off the map. When the game first released, they were fucking S tier. Now I would say melee builds, when you're trying to kill mutations, are at most B tier or high C tier. So Ignore the Pain kind of suffers from that a little bit. So I'm going to go with... This is complicated. I'm going to go situational but good, because you're not really going to be the main DPS of the group as a melee tank. You can take down mutations. You can take down a Tall Boy and a Wretch, but when it comes to mainline bosses, you're still going to need to rely on a DPS like Walker or a Tala or a Jim. Berserker, this gives you 5% melee stamina, melee damage, melee speed, and move speed every time you get a kill. So the more you kill shit, the faster you perform basically all your actions. I'm going to say C tier, situational or underwhelming. Like, you already swing fast enough with most of the melee modifiers. You really don't need this card. If you see it in a card shrine and you're a melee build, why not? But I wouldn't put it in your deck. True Grit, D tier. You get 15 health. When you hit for 15 or more damage, you heal 10 health over X amount of seconds. Most of the time when you're getting hit, especially in the higher difficulties, you're going to take a fuck ton of trauma. So this does nothing for you. And as well as there's easier ways to heal easier ways to heal health, like amped up. So this card loses a lot of value. In Swarm, it's really good, but not in campaign. Bomb Squad, situational but good, or A, great in almost any deck. I'm going to go great in almost any deck. So buffing your team's grenade damage is nice, you know, but the big thing is negating explosive damage taken. So exploders, exploders are going to be affected, and ogres, when they throw the meatball, that's going to be negated as well. So your whole team will take less damage from those when you have this card slotted. It's really nice. Next card, I believe it's Tunnel Vision. I have to double check. I haven't seen this card in a while. Yes, Tunnel Vision. Every 0.75 seconds, you aim down sights. Give 5% weak spot damage up to 3 stacks. One of the benefits is 50% aim speed, but minus 5% damage resistance. This card's shit. I'm going to go C tier. It's not useless, but the amount of bang for your buck that you're getting at the amount of cost is not that great. It's already beaten by something like, what was it? Some of the other weak spot cards like Ridden Slayer, which gives 20%. And at the added benefit, you don't have to aim down your sights and be caught with your pants down. And at the added benefit of not taking away 5% damage resistance. 50% aim speed is nice, but I'm not going to have those negative effects and lesser weak spot damage at the cost of that, in my opinion. Next card, Scar Tissue. Great in almost any deck. 50% acid resistance as well as -1 damage taken from any Ridden. It's just a fucking all size fits all damage resistance card. And acid's a pain in the ass, dude. I hate dealing with acid all the time. So I love Scar Tissue. Next card, Battle Lust. You heal 1 health and then a small amount of trauma every time you get a melee kill. Great in almost any melee deck. Can't say much more about it. They made it scale off of healing efficiency now, so you can increase that trauma healing by every kill. So that card is nice. Line them up. I'm gonna go situational or underwhelming, because everything Line them up does, I think Silver Bullets does better. It's got better bullet range and bullet. Well, Silver Bullets does the better range, and also if you want penetration, you're going to want to go with Large Cal Rounds. So I don't know why you would run Line 'em Up over those 2 cards when those 2 cards beat Line 'em Up by like 3-fold. So I think it's too situational or underwhelming. If you see it in a card shrine, I might pick it up, but I'm not going to put it in my deck. Face Your Fears. Great in almost any melee deck. 1 temp health every time you get a kill. Mwah, chef's kiss. Temp health. I love it. Preventing trauma. Well Fed. Too situational or underwhelming. Well Fed plus 10 health to your whole team. It's a nice team effect. If I see it in a card shrine, I'm going to get it, but it's not worth a card slot in your deck, in my opinion. Heavy Attack. Too situational or underwhelming. It is nice. It's a nice little animation, and on axes, it's pretty cool. So axes normally have a vertical swing up and down, but if you have Heavy Attack, you can actually do a horizontal swipe, which is nice, but it's too slow in my opinion, and the damage increase should be a lot more. It should be like 300%. I really want to feel that Heavy Attack when I fucking connect it with a Tall Boy or something. In its current iteration, I still don't think it's worth it. Sunder, when you hit enemies, they take 3% increased damage up to 15%. I'm going to go situational but good. I usually don't run this in my decks because I usually run more tankiness in my melee builds, but maybe one of you guys likes this kind of setup, going towards a breaker or an ogre or a Tall Boy. But in my opinion, if you're trying to trade blows on higher difficulties with a breaker or a bruiser, you're going to lose that fight, or a wretch. So I think it loses a little bit of value there. Overwatch. Kills from greater than 15 meters give 5 temp health to teammates. I'm going to go situational. Too situational or underwhelming. This would be good on a sniper, but that's the only kind of playstyle I think it'd be good at. So on that kind of a playstyle, it would shine, but everywhere else, it's way too situational. Fresh Bandage, I'm going to go with great in almost any deck. Fresh Bandage is amazing because it heals trauma. You don't need to rely on a dock, and you're able to heal trauma in every safe room. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see the hole. There we go. You don't need to rely on a dock to heal your trauma every safe room. It heals your health completely back. When I'm playing solo, I usually use a lot of Fresh Bandage in my decks. What is this? Evasive Maneuvers. When you get hit for 15 or more damage, you gain, I think, 20% damage resistance. Let me go double check this. Where are you? Evasive Maneuvers. Of course, you're all the way at the fucking end. Yeah, 25% damage resistance for 3 seconds. This card sucks. This card is fucking horrible, man. D tier. If you're getting hit for more than 15 damage, especially on higher difficulties, you're fucking dead. I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to be able to utilize this on higher difficulties when you get hit by a tall boy or a breaker or whatever. And the thing is, to get use out of this card, you have to get hit again. So that completely of oh, God, it just doesn't make any sense why you would slot a card to prevent damage on the second time being hit. You want to avoid being hit in the first place. So especially on higher difficulties, this card's fucking useless. Next card, what is it? Tunnel Vision. I need to drink some coffee. I'm going too fast here. I'm burning out quick. I said this was going to be nice and chill, and I'm here going off 1,000,000 miles an hour. I can't help it. I'm just excited. So let me find out which card this is. It's got Hoffman in it. Some of these cards I hardly ever use, so I can't remember exactly what they're called. Steady Aim. Okay. Every 0.75 seconds, you aim down sights. It gives you plus 10% recoil control up to 3 stacks. It gives you a whopping 80% aim speed at the cost of 50% ADS move speed. Oh my god. So the only time you would want to use this is on a sniper build. Really. I mean, maybe an LMG build, but god, there's so many negative aspects to it, and for much little marginal benefit, you really don't need accuracy in this game. So I'm gonna go D tier, utter trash. Pyro, fucking A tier, man. I would put this in S tier, but you know, T5 being the way it, if T5 was in its original iteration, this would automatically go in S tier with it. But oh, fucking excuse me. Pyro, I'm going to say it's great in almost any deck because you're going to find Molotovs in almost any map. With the addition of the new flamethrower and the Damnation shotgun, if you find those, you're going to be having a great time with Pyro in your deck. So Pyro is a really good card right now. Next card, 2 is 1, 1 is none. You can carry double primaries. I'm going to go C tier. I know some people like this kind of card, the whole setup where you carry double primaries, like double LMGs or whatever, and you're constantly swapping, and you have admin reload, so you can reload it automatically and almost never run out of ammo. If you like that kind of playstyle, that's fine, dude, but it's just not for me, and I don't see what the benefit is. You have to slot in like 4 or 5 cards to get that playstyle to work, and then you're missing out on a lot of damage. So I don't see the benefit of it. It's more of a gimmick in my. It's fun. It looks fun, but as far as like competitive play, I really don't see the benefit. Offensive item scavenger, A tier. Pretty much all the scavenger cards are going to go in A tier except for ammo scavenger. You don't need ammo. If you're playing your build right and you have your cards right, you're really not going to be starving for ammo. So ammo scavenger is fucking useless. What is this? Chemical Courage. When you use pain meds, you gain 25% extra damage. Situational, but good. You have to have pain meds in your deck first, or in your build first. You have to have them, and then you have to kind of time them right. So this could be good on a boss or something, but then again, you have to time it right. You have to make sure you have pain meds in your inventory, and then you have to make sure you're not using them when you're hurt. So it creates this weird, like, should I use it now or should I use it later kind of. But it could be good if you use them right. It's just not my play style, so I do it situation. I'm gonna put it in situational, but good. Numb, 10% damage resistance while you have temp health. C tier, 2 situational or underwhelming. Don't get me wrong, damage resistance is nice, but you have to not only have temp health for this to take effect. Well, that's really the only thing. You have to have temp health for this to take effect, and most of the time when you have temp health, you're going to take 1 or 2 hits and then it's going to be gone, and then you lose the effect of this card. So this could be good on a melee build where you're getting lots of temp health all the time, but then again, you're going to lose it just as much as you gain it. So this card is only going to be active like 50% of the time. So I don't really like that. Situational cards that are only useful half the time. Broadside, when you get a precision kill, there's a percentage chance they could explode. C tier. 2 situational or underwhelming. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of funny when you shoot Ridden in the head and it can explode like Grunt Birthday Party, but I do not like percentage chance based cards. I don't like RNG in my deck. When I have it in my deck, I want to know that it's going to work 100% of the time. I don't like situational cards where there's a percentage chance that it will work or it won't work, because then I get fucked believing that it's going to work, if that made any sense. So I don't like percentage based chance cards. They bring entropy into a game with already a shit ton of entropy and chaos. I just don't like those kind of cards. Buckshot Bruiser D tier. This thing is fucking trash. The way it's supposed to work is that every pellet, when you're using a shotgun, every pellet that lands gives you, what is it, like point something temp health. That only works if you don't kill the Ridden. So yeah, you heard that right. So if you're shooting Ridden, you know, basic Ridden with this card enabled, and you one shot them, you're not gonna get fucking anything, which makes zero fucking sense. They need to rework this card to where even if you get a kill with the Buckshot Bruiser, it should get you the temp health still. The only way you're gonna get use out of this card is if you're using an AA-12 and you're unloading on a Bruiser or a Wretch, but you're not trying to kill them, which is fucking counterproductive as hell. Like, you're going against your whole build identity. So it's just a weird card. It needs a rework to be useful. Second Chance, I believe. Extra life, bleed out resist. Situational. I mean, if I see it in a card shrine, I'm gonna buy it, but I'm not gonna put this in my deck. Bleed out resist is laughably a joke. Power bash, I believe this is called. When you bash a Ridden, it like pretty much insta kills them, right? C tier. It's a gimmick. Come on, guys. It was fun, you know, bashing, but it has to. You have to build up the stacks in order to get an insta kill on a Ridden, and even then, actually, I'm gonna put it in D tier. It needs a rework. It'd be nice if it gave you like an insta kill every 3 seconds. I could buy with that. That way, even though I have a gun, you know, well then it would completely negate using combat knife. It just needs a complete fucking rework, man. What is a Sadist? When a teammate within blah 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 meters gets hurt, you get X amount of temp health. I've tried to make this card good, man, and it's too awkward to use. You're counting on your teammates getting hurt to get any kind of benefit out of this. And not only that, I think it's, oh no, it probably does work when you have bots. I'm thinking of the other one where you take trauma. That one does not work with bots. So this one, Sadist, does work with bots. So even then, I'm going to put too situational or underwhelming. You know, you're counting on your teammates to get hurt to get any benefit out of this. Oh, I'm going to take a drink. Let's just jam out, man. Let's just not even do the tier list the rest of the night. Let's just chill here. All right. Bodyguard. When a teammate within blah 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 meters gets hit, you instead take 75% of that damage. So you're essentially being the tank for your teammates. Oh, this card is awkward, man, because on one hand you do want to protect your teammates as the tank, but on the other hand you don't want to be punished for their mistakes. So I'm going to put it in D tier, actually. It needs a rework. It needs to make it beneficial for me in order to slot this card, because if I slot this as the melee tank, all I'm doing is rewarding my teammates' bad behavior and I'm getting punished for it. So I don't think it's good in its current iteration. Shooting Gloves. I got to look up what this card does again. I don't exactly remember. 25% weapon swap speed, recoil control, and accuracy. I know some people that play Jim really like this card, so I'm going to put it in situational but good. Personally, I don't rock that kind of a build, but if you do play Jim, I know a lot of Jim players like this card, so I'm going to put it in situational but good. Okay, here we are. Bravado. I was just talking about this card. So this is the card where if your teammates get hurt, excuse me, I need to slow down a bit. When your teammates get hurt, you heal 15% of that as trauma health. So if your teammates take trauma, you actually heal 15% of that as your trauma health. This is affected by healing efficiency. So if you're a doc, you're probably going to get the most benefit out of this. But in my experience, when I ran this, the benefit was so negligible. And again, you're running into the same issue where you're betting on your teammates getting fucked up and damaged when really you want to prevent that from happening in the first place. So I'm going to go C tier. So where are we? Well Rested and Fit as a Fiddle. I'm going to put both of these in A tier. Both of these cards are really great. They're team buff cards, temporary health, or not temporary health, 20% team bolstered health and 20% team overheal. These are really good on a dock, but they give you lots of benefits for your whole team. So you can pretty much slot them on any deck you want. All right, what is the next card? I believe this is Healing Frequency. I gotta go check Gadgets. G-A-D-G. Oh my god, I'm tired. Ultrasonic Wound Therapy heals 6 health over 7 seconds to nearby teammates. Disables your offensive slot. So this card was really good, but they nerfed it a couple patches ago. A little bit. It's still alright, but in my opinion, man, there's much better ways to heal regular health. This doesn't do anything for your trauma healing. It's just regular health. It doesn't proc any cards in your deck. If it did proc cards in your deck, this would automatically be an S tier. But I'm going to go with situational but good. If you really, you have to build probably at least 3 cards, additional cards to make this work, including this card. So that's at least 4 card slots. So you're probably running this card on your mark, and then 2 max ammo cards in order to make this sustainable. And all of that just for regular health. So I'm going to go situational but good. Next card, Out with a Bang. I'm going to go situational but good as well. It has the potential to be a lot better, but for some reason, some stupid reason, if you go down and the pipe bomb is laying at your feet, you know, that's the effect of the card. And when you get resurrected, the pipe bomb that you dropped can fucking kill you. It's only happened to me one time, but let's say you get resurrected and you have a shit ton of trauma and you just have a smidgen of health. Well, that pipe bomb is right at your feet and it'll fucking detonate and it will kill you. So unless they fix that glitch, or maybe it's intended, I don't know. But right now, with that being a feature of it, it's going to be B tier. Let's see. Next card. Drone Spotter. Oh my god. Fucking Drone Spotter, man. D tier. This thing needs a rework right now. So the way you're supposed to use it is you activate it, and then it's kind of like Carly's built-in passive where you can see shit through walls, but it's just a big red blob. But the thing is, it doesn't work half the time. It's fragile, meaning if you get hit, you have to activate it again. And the ammo consumption is pretty high too. It disables, I believe, your quick slot. Yeah, it disables your quick slot and 20 sniper rifle ammo. So it's just not worth it in my opinion. And it's really buggy right now. So it needs to be completely reworked. It's really glitchy. Which one is this? Ether Bomb. Emit a gas that attracts Ridden to you for 7 seconds. Ooh. Hold up. I gotta listen to this real quick. Are we playing the Blade Runner soundtrack right now? God damn, I almost don't want to continue this tier list. I just want to listen to this. Man. Alright. Anyway, Ether Bomb. Emits a gas that attracts Ridden to you for 7 seconds, but also slows your movement speed by 50%. Disables your support slot and costs 50 rifle ammo. This could have the potential to be good on a tank if you're trying to draw them all to you, but in my opinion, it's not worth it and the cost is too high. So I'm going to go with it needs a rework right now. It's D tier. Empowered Assault. Immediately, you're going up to the S tier, baby. I love you so much. Mwah, chef's kiss. I love Empowered Assault. Being able to stumble Ridden for free, it's just fucking great, man. This card is so good. Cleansing Fire. 40% fire resist, as well as when you take fire damage, you get damage resistance stacking, I think up to 10 times. And then also when you're also cleansed of any negative effects, so Festering Ridden and all that. I'm going to say situational but good. Every time I try to slot this card, I never get any lobbers, I never get any charred Ridden. So it's very situational depending on the corruption cards. You're only going to get a benefit of this maybe 1 out of 3 levels, but when you do get the benefits of the stats are pretty nice. So for that, it goes B, situational but good. Grenade Pouch. Great in almost any deck. Extra offensive slot, gives you some swap speed, and they added a little bit of a discount. When you use this card, you get minus 5% offensive accessory cost in the stores. So that part's pretty nice. And it is a group, it doesn't say it, but it is technically a team effect. So if you and a bunch of other people are rocking this card, let's say the whole team, that's minus 20% on your pipe bombs, your frag grenades, everything in the shop. So it's great in almost any deck. It's usable in almost any deck. Next card, I honestly don't know what this one does. I got to go back to my Back for Blood and find out what this does. All right, where are you? Guns Out. 50% weapon swap speed at the cost of 5% damage resistance. D tier. I've never been in a situation where I absolutely need swap speed. So, and even in the card shrine, I'm not going to buy this at the cost of 5% damage resistance. You want to go positive damage resistance. You don't want to be going the other way unless the benefit is extremely good. And right now, it's just not worth it. Double grenade pouch, A tier. Usable in almost any deck. More offensive slots. It's just a no-brainer. Let's see. This one essentially does the same thing, but I forget what it's called. Let's go all the way to the frickin' end of the card list. Surplus pouches, that's what it's called. Okay. Minus 5% health at the benefit of +1 team offensive inventory. I'm going to go B. Situational, but good. I mean, giving your whole team an extra offensive slot is nice, but, you know... God damn it. Never mind, I'm going to put in A tier. Offensive slots are really great. Carrying more pipe bombs and everything. You know, that's your choice if you want to have the negative 5% health. But more pipe bombs, more bait jars. It's just good all around. Fanny pack. A tier as well. 15% trauma resist and +1 support inventory. On a dock build, this is mandatory. Put this on. Shoulder bag, +2 support inventory. A tier as well. So, it's just a no-brainer. Put this on your dock. Box of bags. God, box of bags. Why did double grenade pouch, or not double grenade pouch, surplus pouches get buffed by only 5% health, whereas you still are the original negative 10% health? I still don't know why. For that reason, you're going in situational, but good. You really don't want people to be carrying more bandages and stuff, because if you have a dock, they're not going to be healing themselves. You're going to be carrying all the healing items. So you're already going to be running needs of the many. So you don't want to be subtracting that health by an additional 10%. So in my opinion, this is situational, but good. Let's see. I can't remember what this one does. Mugger. Kills with melee weapons have a 5% chance to spawn ammo, razor wire, or a bear trap. This one's pretty good if you use it because... Okay, so melee weapons, razor wire, or a bear trap. So on a melee build, this has the potential to be pretty cool. It's situational, but good. Being able to spawn razor wire, bear traps. Bear traps have a lot of reuse chance, so if you're getting lots of kills and spawning them all the time, that could be a potentially fun build if you have lots of quick slot, you know. Highwayman kind of does the same thing. Kills with secondary guns have a 5% chance to spawn ammo, Molotov, or a bait jar. This one could be pretty fun too if you pair it with Hazmat Specialist. You know, the card that right here, it gives a bait jar whenever you get a kill. So just more ways to spawn a bait jar, but in my opinion, it's a little too situational as well, because you have to be using a sidearm to get those kills and everything, and at that rate, you're really hurting yourself on damage. So situational, kind of fun, but gimmicky. Admin reload. I know a lot of people like this kind of build, you know, stowing your weapon, having it reload, and then swapping. Probably running 2 as 1, 1 as none, double primaries. So, I'm going to go with situational but good instead of too situational or underwhelming, because having your secondary weapon reload automatically is nice. Like if you're running a sniper build and you want to be snappy and everything, it's useful on more builds, but still it's a little situational in my opinion. Excuse me. Next card, I believe this is Bounty Hunter. Whenever you get a kill on a mutation, you get like 10 copper. It's an average copper card, so I'm going to go too situational or underwhelming. It's not bad, but you have a max stack of 300. And let's see. 300 copper is nice. You're probably going to get that if you're getting mutation kills every level, but it's still a lot less than Share the Wealth and Copper Scav and Money Grubber. So compared to those copper cards, it's like D tier, C or D tier. I'm going to keep it in C. Which one is this? Let's go back. Another card that I never ever freaking use, but I can tell you if it's trash or not. Hoffman. It's got a picture of Hoffman. Where are you? There's a million cards to go through. Cocky. Oh, God. Plus 75% weapon swap speed. When you take damage, your accuracy is reduced for 3 seconds. Oh, my God, dude. This is automatically D tier. I don't know why you would want to build a card like that. Like, you don't need swap speed that bad. What are you going to be doing? Swapping between your primary and secondary all the freaking time? No. It just needs a rework. The negatives are too bad. Your secondary weapons have unlimited ammo. I can't remember what this one is. Ammo stash? Of course, it's all the way at the other side. I have Back for Blood pulled up here so I can remember the card names or I can look up the card names if I don't quite remember. But this one's all the way at the freaking back. Ammo stash. Your secondary weapons have unlimited ammo, but they reload 20% slower. So some people run this with an admin reload build. Again, I'm going to put C tier. 2 situational or underwhelming. So double primaries, 2 is 1, 1 is none. It kind of goes in that same category. Life insurance plus 2 extra health, or not health, plus 2 extra lives at the added benefit, as well as negative 10% in-cap trauma. I'm going to go situational but good, because I think this is good on a mom build, because moms are really good at not so much like healing trauma and preventing trauma, but more like when your teammate goes down, it softens the blow a lot, right? You get the temp health because of mom's passive, and building into that playstyle of, okay, if you do go down, mom will help soften that blow a lot. That negative 10% in-cap trauma is nice. So I'm going to go situational but good. It's a lot better on a mom build. Oh my god, Wounded Animal, D tier. Wounded Animal is so fucking bad right now. It's a current iteration. You only restore 1 health so the card is you restore 1 health when you're at critical health. That's like negative below 20%, I believe. So, oh my god, dude. If you're that low on health, this card is not going to save you. And it's only 1 health. So you're going to take forever to increase. It's, god damn, it's just bad. It needs to be reworked. In its current iteration, it's fucking useless. Compound interest when, let's see, your team gets 5% of their current copper at the beginning of each safe room, I believe. I'm going to go situational but good. More copper is nice, so it's 5%, so the higher pool of copper you have, the greater benefit you're going to get out of this. So, you know what? No, I'm going to put it in C tier, because it's kind of neck and neck with Bounty Hunter, right? There are copper cards. It's nice. If you see them in a card shrine, especially early on in a playthrough, I will buy them, but I'm never going to slot them in my deck. Lucky Pennies, same thing. It's RNG based, so there's not even a guarantee that you're going to get your money's worth. Like 35% chance. When you pick up copper, there's a 35% chance that you'll get, I think, 100% additional copper. Yes, 100% additional copper. So it's RNG based, which already I don't like. Someone did the math one time, and even if you get really lucky and like have a 75% batting average or whatever with finding extra copper, it's still a lot less than Money Grubbers. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. Money Grubbers, S tier. Let's go up here. S tier. I would make a baby with. I fucking love Money Grubbers. Run and Gun, D tier. I'd never see anybody using Run and Gun, and I've tried it a few times and it just feels fucking wonky and weird. It just needs a rework. In its current iteration, it just does not feel good. Copper Scav. I'm gonna have to zoom out at this rate. So many cards. Copper Scav, instant S tier. I would make a baby with this if I could. Copper Economy is fucking king, and it's fucking amazing, especially in higher difficulties. Share the Wealth. I'm going to go situational but good. It's the next best copper card right after Copper Scav and Money Grubbers. So if you can't... actually, no. I'm going to put it in A tier. Great in almost any deck. Because the only time you're not going to get really a lot of benefit out of this is if you're doing quick play with a bunch of idiot randoms that aren't using their copper efficiently. Smelling Salts. Too situational or underwhelming. I've never really been in a situation where I like absolutely need revive speed. Most of the time we're playing with a Carly. Most of the time I have some sort of a little bit of use speed in my deck, so I'm not really hurting for use speed, for revive speed. Smelling Salts is really good in PvP if you still do Swarm, but as far as like campaign, it's situational. Shell Carrier, great in almost any deck. Come here, baby, get up there. Great in almost any deck. Obviously, it's really good. No, I gotta put it in the same tier as the vest, the combat vest for assault rifles, because it is good damage, it is good ammo capacity, but it only affects a certain weapon. Hazard pay, I'm gonna put this in C tier as well, kind of alongside these other really crappy copper cards. They're not bad, but compared to the other copper cards like Share the Wealth, Money Grubbers, and Copper Scav, 250 copper at the beginning of the level is just very subpar. Safe from recovery, situational but good. 7 trauma healed at the end of every safe room it's nice, but you're really only going to get the benefit out of this if all 4 people are stacking this. So, you know, 28 trauma if everyone is running this is really good, but if you just one person is running this, it loses a lot of value. Ammo belt, I believe, or is that ammo or tool belt? Belt clip. Okay. +1 quick slot inventory and plus 10% use speed. I gotta think about this real quick. I'm gonna go. Act 1 requires a lot of use speed, especially for Carly. But you know, I'm gonna go situational but good. More quick slots are nice, and the use speed is all right, but you get more value out of this when you're doing Act 1 and you have to load those mortars really fast, especially with the Carly, being able to carry more toolkits. Next card is Utility Belt +2 quick slot inventory. I'm going to go with great on almost any deck, actually. Being able to carry more toolkits, more razor wire, more defibs, more really anything is going to be nice. +2 is a lot. So it's pretty much good on almost any deck. It's a solid A tier. Which one is this? Tool belt, -10% health. Ooh, I didn't know it was that high. Team effects, +1 team quick slot inventory. I've never been in a situation where we're absolutely hurting on quick slot inventory, so I'm gonna go with the C tier. I don't think as much as I like having quick slots, I think they're less impactful than offensive and healing items, so it goes in C tier. Which one is this? Ridden Slayer? No, it's Pinata. Killing Ridden with an accessory has a 10% chance to drop an accessory. This card used to be freaking overpowered as hell. It used to be automatic S tier with Hoffman, but Turtle Rock Studios nerfed that quite a while ago. That was probably one of, if not the most dominant playstyles in the game, was Pipe Bomb Hoffman running Pinata and Magician's Apprentice. They just throw a pipe bomb into a crowded area, spawn a bunch of shit, and they could do that over and over again. The percentage chance was reduced quite a bit, but it's still a good card. Situational, but good. Magician's Apprentice, I'm going to put that in B tier as well. 10% reuse chance, so this is good on a doc that's using bandages, because bandages already have an innate reuse chance, as well as a Carly that is using toolkits, because toolkits also have a innate reuse chance. You want to use this card on characters that can use items with already built-in reuse chance. Which one is this? AI Assistant Module. 5% item reuse chance that increases by 10% after every item used, resets on reuse, and it's fragile. This card also was freaking overpowered as hell when it first came out. Actually, I think it was bugged to where you can get 100% reuse chance essentially and just throw pipe bomb after pipe bomb after pipe bomb, and it was fucking crazy. I do not like the fragile cards, man. I don't like the fact that I could take one little hit and then I gotta reactivate the son of a bitch just to get any kind of benefit. So I'm gonna go C tier. It's nice. It would be nice if it was a guaranteed thing, but it's so random. If you get hit, you gotta restart from the beginning. I don't like it in its current form. Belligerent, I believe, right? Yes, Belligerent. Oh, is that my dog? Hi, Rascal. Come and say hi. Come up here. Come say hi to everyone. Come on. Come on. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come here. It's okay. Hi, buddy. Come say hi to everyone. Oh, come here. Oh, you can come up here. Oh, you can do it. There you go. Hi, buddy. Say hi to everyone. This is my dog, Rascal. He's a good boy. Oh my God, you're covering my whole face, dude. Okay. All right. We'll say goodbye to everyone. We got to get back to the tier list. All right. Where were we? Belligerent. Gain a stacking 4% increase to damage every time a horde is called, up to 6 stacks. So this has the potential to be one of the highest damage cards in the game. The problem is, especially on higher difficulties, that you're not going to get a lot of use out of this because it resets anytime someone gets downed or incapacitated and you got to start from scratch. So on really good coordinated teams, this has the potential to be S tier. But if you're doing quick play and someone's going down every other 5 minutes, you're going to have a C tier experience. So I'm going to meet you right in the middle. We're going to go B tier, situational but good. And the next card is a revive card. We got to go all the way back to our blue section. I don't know what this is, but I'm digging it. All right. Where are you? Pep Talk. Okay, it's called Pep Talk. While reviving teammates, take 3 less damage from all ridden. Teammates recover an additional 10 health when you revive them. So it kind of does Prophet Dan's built-in passive, but it's a card. If I see this in a card shrine, I might grab this, but in its current form, I'm never gonna run this in any of my decks. No, any of my decks. Oh my god, any of my decks. So and right now, I'm gonna say C. Too situational or underwhelming. It's not bad. It's just I'm never gonna waste a card slot in my decks for it. Food Scavenger. Food Scavenger instantly goes in A. We gotta zoom out even more. Boy, damn. We're losing space pretty quick. Food Scavenger is A. With the addition of food and gourmet chef and Hang's rework, you could easily make a food build one of the strongest in the game. Healing trauma, giving good team buffs like extra damage. Green beans give you health regen. Do not underestimate the power of food. That's what I did a couple of weeks ago until I tried making a food build for the first time, and boy is it fucking strong. Here in a little bit I'm going to be doing a hang build, so stay tuned for that. Ugly Tchotchkes, D tier. This card is a gimmick. It's only for new players that are new to the game. They don't have supply points, so if you're using this card in your deck and you are a seasoned player, you need to take this off, man. This is not doing you anything except extra supply points. Next card, Rousing Speech. Kind of does the same thing as Life Insurance. It's revive speed, I believe, with the addition of negative 10% reduced in-cap trauma. So where did I put Life Insurance? Right there, B tier. It's going to go right there, right alongside Life Insurance. Really good on a mom build where you're trying to help protect the team when they get down and reduce their trauma, but anywhere else I'm not going to slot it. All right, what is this music? I'm going to change this. This is trash. Ooh, there we go. California Sunsets, whatever that is. Sounds a lot better already. All right. We're back in the yellow. Rhythmic Breathing, 40% stamina. That is a huge chunk of stamina. That's instantly going to go in the A tier. Great in almost any deck. Stamina is pretty universal, pretty universally useful, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to say it's great in almost any deck. 40% is a huge amount. I believe this is Mad Dash. I got to double check. No, it's just called Dash. 5% move speed and 5% sprint speed. I'm going to say that this is a worse version of Run Like Hell. So everything this card does, Run Like Hell just does better. So I'm going to say C tier. Too situational for such little benefit. If you see it in a card shrine, buy it, but don't put it in your deck unless you're like a speedrunning build. Next card, Fleet of Foot, 8% move speed. Kind of the same situation, right? Only 8% move speed, if not sprint speed. Run Like Hell, instant S tier. Run Like Hell gives you such a big bonus. It's in a lot of people's decks, especially at higher difficulties. 12% move speed and 15% sprint speed. But the only downside is when you get hit, you lose the benefits for 3 seconds. Let me tell you something. If you get hit, it doesn't really matter how much movement speed you have. You're going to be slowed to the point where you can't escape that Ridden's grasp. So if you have a Ridden that's pelting you from the back, 99% of the time, it doesn't matter how much movement speed or sprint speed you have built in your deck, you're not going to be able to escape his slow effect. So realistically, Run Like Hell, you're not going to notice a difference between, you know, losing those stacks or not, because regardless, if you get hit, you're not gonna be able to escape that guy's clutches anyways. So run like hell. It just makes sense. Next card, which one is that? Superior Cardio, 20% stamina and 20% sprint efficiency and 5 health. I want to go situational good. You know, it's nice. It's average. It's nice. Nice. Next card, Olympic Sprinter, 30% sprint efficiency at the cost of 7% damage resistance. Oof. That's quite a lot of negative damage resistance. C tier. Yeah. Too situational or underwhelming. I don't like negative damage resistance, and that's too much of a burden. That's too high of a price to pay, in my opinion. Oh my god, I know what card this is. Reckless. 40% sprint efficiency. Oh my god, I'm stuttering. It's been a long night. 40% sprint efficiency. When you take damage while sprinting, you lose all stamina. You heard that right. You lose all fucking stamina if you get hit a single time. This card is only for the masochist, dude. The people that love cock and ball torture. You're fucking insane if you run this card in your deck. It's so unbelievably bad. D tier. Breakout. I'm going to put this in C tier. Most of the times on higher difficulties, if you get grabbed by a hawker, or not a hawker, a stalker or a crusher on higher difficulties like no hope, you're fucking dead anyway. There's no point really in slotting breakouts unless you're on Nightmare or Veteran, because you're going to die anyway on no hope. I've had it where I got grabbed by a stalker and within like 1.5 seconds, I'm already dead. There's no opportunity for me to actually hold down the button and use the breakout feature before I'm already dead and incapacitated. So for those reasons, I'm putting it in C tier. Next card, Combat Medic? Is that what that is? I have to double check here. No, go back. It's in the blue tree. It is Combat Medic, okay. 50% use speed, and teammates recover an additional 20 health when you revive them. If this recovered trauma damage, it'd be a lot better, but in its current form, only healing health, I'm going to have to go with C tier. Next card, what is it? Fire in the Hole? Oh, I love this card. Fire in the Hole, you gain temp health when you throw an offensive accessory, as well as a bunch of movement speed. So let's say you're getting swarmed by a bunch of Ridden, you throw a grenade at your feet, it'll kill all the Ridden around you, and it'll give you a bunch of movement speed to get out of dodge. So I'm going to say great in almost any deck. A tier. Goes up here. Next card, Medical. I should know this. I'm a Doc main. What are you? God, I get these Medical Expert. I get Medical Expert and Medical... What was it? I can't remember. Medical Professional mixed up all the time. So I have to double check which one I'm talking about. So, Medical Expert. 50% revive speed. When you use a medical accessory, it heals 1 trauma to the target, as well as 15% team healing efficiency. I'm going to say good on almost any deck. It's S tier on a Doc, but I'm going to say good on any deck because it gives that team effect. So melee builds are going to get more bang for their buck. Doc builds are going to get more bang for their buck. So I'm going to say it's good on almost any deck. Let's see. Power Reload, I think. Is that what that is? I'm digging this music right now, man. I need to slow down for a second and just chill. Which one is this? It's reload drills. Okay. 20% reload speed and 25% weapon swap speed. So reload speed's always going to be useful no matter what build you're playing on. So I'm going to say situational but good. You know, it's a flat bonus. It's average, 20%. It's not insanely high. I'm just going to say it's good. B tier. Solid B tier. Which one is this? Shotgun something. It's Shotgun something. I can't remember off the top of my head. I got to look it up right here. Rolling Thunder. That's what it's called. Okay. Rolling Thunder. 35% move speed with shotguns and 10% damage with shotguns. I'm just going to put this in situational but good, right next to Shell Carrier. More damage for shotguns, but you have to be using shotguns. That's why it's situational but good. Which one is that? Hellfire? No, that's Speed Demon. 4% move speed while using an SMG. 35% reload speed while using an SMG. That is a shit ton of reload speed, as well as a nice little bonus to movement speed. So kind of playing into the play style of an SMG, being nimble as well as reloading really fast. So I'm going to say situational but good. You know, it affects only one style of weapons, but what it does is really good. So B tier. Next card, Hellfire. 45% move speed while firing and 3% move speed while not firing. So it just gives you a shit ton of mobility when you're firing your weapon. I'm going to say situational but good. You know, I know a lot of people play SMG builds. They like to be very nimble, and a lot of people slot this card. So B tier. Good. Next card. It's got Walker on it. Marathon Runner. No movement speed penalty for strafe and backpedal. This one's kind of a gimmick as well, but it's also really fun. You know, you build a bunch of movement speed and movement speed while firing, as well as that card. You can just zoom around the map really fast. It's kind of fun. But let's be honest, it's a bit of a gimmick, so I'm going to say C tier. Too situational or underwhelming. Next card, Mandatory PT. It gives a nice team effect of 10% stamina and 10% stamina regen. It's a nice benefit. It's a nice bonus, but I'm going to say for using a card slot, it's not worth it right now, in my opinion. I'm going to say too situational. It's C tier. It's nice. It's not useless, but I'm not going to waste a card slot on just a little bit of stamina and stamina regen, personally. Next card, Pep in Your Step. Precision kills grant you 8% movement speed for 5 seconds. I like the idea of this card. All right, you're getting rewarded for getting kills, you know, being able to move faster. But in my opinion, it needs to be more. Let's just go fucking crazy with this. Give it 10% movement speed for 10 seconds and have it stack up to 5 times. That could be really fun. You know, just zooming around the fucking map, but it's not permanent. You have to be constantly getting kills. So right now, I think it's C tier. Too situational or underwhelming. Oh my god, Shredder. You're going instantly in S tier, buddy. Get up there. I fucking love Shredder. I went over this in my newest shotgun build. Shredder's fucking amazing. 15% increased damage anytime you shoot a Ridden for... Like, if you shoot a Ridden 15 times, he'll take 15% increased damage for the whole team. That's a lot of damage. I love that card. Glass Cannon. Ooh, we're busting out all the S tiers right now. Guess what, buddy? You're going instantly up there, too. Glass Cannon. Yum. Our table's getting smaller and smaller, but I have to keep doing it. Otherwise, I'm going to be zooming up and down, up and down. So, next card. I believe that is Sadistic. Each precision kill gets 5% increased weak spot damage for 10 seconds. So, it's kind of like Jim's passive, but it's on a timer instead of whenever you get hit. So, this card is actually really good when you're using T5, because every time you use T5, it goes for the weak spots. So, in that case, I'm going to give it situational but good. It's really good on a T5 build, because you get all those stacks and it starts building up weak spot damage. But anything else, I'm going to say it would be C tier. You know what? No, we're going to move it down to C tier. I think it deserves that spot on second thought. Adrenaline Fueled. B tier. Adrenaline Fueled, when you get a kill, you get in like 7 health over a couple of seconds. So really good on melee builds, but on everything else, it's kind of meh. So... for that case, and for those reasons, I'm out, like Shark Tank. Anyway, let's zoom back in. Flared Magwell, I believe. Let's give you guys a better view. Gotta look at what this card does again. It's Wide Mouth Magwell. 30% reload speed at the cost of 5% damage resistance. So this card actually is worth it, in my opinion, for that negative 5% damage resistance. There's only a few reload speed cards in the game, and 30% is nothing to scoff at, so I'm going to say B tier. Situational but good. Like, if you're okay with that negative 5% damage resistance, you're going to get your you're going to get your money's worth on that card, I believe. Next card, oh my god. Miraculous Recovery, D tier. Fucking hate this card. So when you use a medical accessory, you have a 30% chance, I think, for it to have 100% increased effect. Let me double check. No, it's less than that. It's 25% chance. Okay. So not only is it RNG, which I fucking hate right off the bat. I don't like cards with RNG in them. Uh, on second case, it doesn't do anything on a dock build. It only affects the regular healing part. It doesn't increase the trauma healing of, let's say, a med kit or any of your trauma healing cards. So you're only going to get a benefit out of this on a non-dock character without healing efficiency. And it's RNG based, so you have to just pray and hope you get lucky that it'll proc, and then you'll feel your whole health bar with a regular white bandage on a non-healer build. This card's fucking terrible in its current iteration. They need to rework it. I think it'd be a lot better if they made it to where, what was it? If you have a 25% chance to double the trauma healing of a particular item, then I might actually run it. Who knows? Next card, Screwdriver, 50% stamina regen. No, it's 50% use speed and 10% stamina regen. It's not a bad card, but I'm going to say situational. It's too situational or underwhelming. Only 10% use. God damn it. Only 10% stamina and 50% use speed. It's nice on Act 1. You know what? I'm going to put it back in B tier because of Act 1 and because of Carly. It's going to be good on Act 1 with a Carly and decent on all the other levels with a Carly. Next card, Swiss Army Knife? No, it's just multi-tool. But it's a, come on, it's a Swiss Army Knife. Look at it. 75% use speed at the cost of negative 5% damage resistance. Realistically, the only time you're going to be building this much use speed is on Act 1 with the mortars at the last mission of Act 1 when you have to steal the mine. So this loses a lot of value. So I'm going to say, and because of the negative effect on it, I'm going to say C tier. You're only really going to use it on Act 1. Same thing with a headband, especially when you take into consideration that negative effect of being blinded, the possibility of being blinded. It gives you 125% use speed at the cost of being blinded a lot of the time. So I'm going to say C tier as well. Ooh, quick item scavenger. We're going to put you all the way up in, where are you at? You're going to go in A tier with all the other scavenger cards. Quick item scavenger, that's defibs, toolkits. Toolkits are the most expensive item in the game. So if you can find a toolkit, even just one throughout the whole level, this card has earned its money. So it's a great card. Anyway, where did all the other scavenger cards go? Okay, there they are. Anyway, stimulants. We got to go look at that. Where are you? Can't seem to find this one. What does it look like again? It's a blue card. God damn it. I'm all over the place right now. Oh, there you are. Stimulants. 20% stamina regen when you use pain meds, as well as 15% reload speed and swap speed for 60 seconds. This is decent on a mom build because moms are usually using pain meds to give lots of buffs. So where is Chemical Courage? Right there. I'm going to put it right next to Chemical Courage. B tier. Average. Situational, but good. On Your Mark, you're going in S tier. I love On Your Mark. Giving the whole team ammo, as well as some reload speed and movement speed while firing when a horde is called, really helps keep up your ammo economy, and it helps make hordes a little bit easier too. So if you have even just one person running On Your Mark, preferably the utility class, which is a Carly, this card is going to carry your ammo economy. This card is a fucking workhorse. I love On Your Mark. This is a great card. Next card, Killer's Instinct. 30% weak spot damage, but it disables aim down sights. This card is pretty decent on a hip fire, no aim down sight shotgun build, but that's the only kind of build it's really going to be good on. So I'm going to say situational, but good. I have to put it in B tier. It's a lot of weak spot damage, but it's only going to be used on really that kind of a build or a hip fire SMG build. Next card, Power Swap, I believe, right? Yep, Power Swap. Changing weapons within 1 second of reaching low ammo grants 20% bullet and melee damage for 5 seconds. You're not going to use the melee damage part. You're going to use the bullet damage part. So, I got to think about this. I have seen some videos of people using this card with a sniper and like a pistol. All they do is just they dump out the magazine of the pistol, and then they get that stack of Power Swap and they use a Barrett and they 3-tap a fucking ogre or something. That can be pretty cool. But then again, you're having to waste a lot of time to dump the magazine when you should be doing DPS anyway. So it does make up for it on the tail end, but on the front end, you're wasting a lot of time dumping the magazine of your pistol just to get that 20% bonus. So I'm going to say situational but good. I can't call it bad because it is a shit ton of damage, but there are certain conditions that have to be met, and I don't really like those conditions. This one is the one, Stock Pouch. 30% sniper ammo capacity, as well as 10% damage with sniper rifles. This is going to go automatically in the same tier as all the other ones that are weapon specific. Situational but good. It's nice. More damage, more ammo capacity, but for a specific weapon. Mag Coupler. This one it disables your aim down sights, but gives you a whopping 50% reload speed. This one's going to have to go in the same category as Killer Instinct, I believe. Situational but good. This one, Mag Carrier, I believe. Mag Carrier. 30% pistol and SMG capacity, 10% damage with pistols and SMGs. Same thing. It's going to go in B tier. Situational but good. With all the other weapon-specific cards. Mad Dash? Mad Dash. See, I'm getting them. Sprint, 20% sprint speed and negative 40% sprint stamina efficiency. I see a lot of speedrunners using this card. So if you have a speedrunning deck, this is pretty good. Or just in general, if you can use this in conjunction with something like, what was it? We just went over it. Rhythmic breathing to give you that 40% stamina to kind of counteract that negative effect. So I'm going to say situational but good. You need to run like 1 or 2 more stamina cards to make up for that negative effect, but it's pretty good. Ooh, Stealthy Passage. Okay, so this card, when you slot this, it disables your quick slot, but when you go up to an alarm door or a bear trap or any other kind of hazard, like for some reason this works on birds, you can actually disarm them and it'll give your whole team 25 copper, so 100 copper in total every time you disarm something. I'm gonna say great in almost any deck. The only time I wouldn't use this is obviously on a Carly or on a Doc that wants to use defibs, but for every other playstyle, you know, the DPS and the tank, I probably would slot this. You know, coordinate with your team. You only want one person running this, but it allows you to more easily get those secondary objectives like Silence is Golden. And when you have the levels that spawn the bear traps, oh boy, you're gonna thank me, because you can disarm every single one of those bear traps and it'll give you 25 copper each time, and you can reuse the bear trap. It's pretty fucking cool. Gives you lots of copper, makes objectives easier. A tier. Pumped Up. 20% slower temp health decay, 5% health, and an extra pain metal on the map. Situational but good. I want to say A tier, but my gut says B tier. Temp health is nice, you know, having that decay a little slower, but this is really only going to shine on a melee build or someone using experimental T5 where they're constantly getting temporary health. Speaking of the gadget cards, I forget what this one's called. I gotta look it up. Experimental Stimulants. Create a cloud that grants 20% damage and 30% reload speed. Costs 40 rifle ammo and it disables your support slot. So another damage card at the cost of it costing ammo. So you're not going to be able to use it all the time, or you have to slot in ammo cards to be able to sustain it. And it disables your support slot. So I'm going to have to probably put this in B tier. A lot of the gadget cards just go in B tier. They're situational but good. You know, they can be really good, but you have to put a lot of work and a lot of cards into them in order to make them really shine. Fill 'em full of lead. Ah, let me grab it. Come here, you little bastard. Get up there. Great in almost any deck. It gives 1% damage for every bullet you're shooting, I believe. So the more you're shooting, the more damage and fire rate you're going to get. So it's a great amount of damage. It goes up to 20%. Works on almost any fucking weapon. The only time this isn't going to be really useful is on a sniper or on M1A or maybe attack 14 because it only has 3 rounds in the mag. But most weapons in the game are going to get a lot of benefit out of this. What is this? What's this? What's this? Suppressing fire everywhere. Damaging Ridden with LMGs and snipers has a 40% chance to slow Ridden near the target by 50% for 5 seconds. I really like this card. This card is growing on me a lot. I use this on my hang build with an M1A and it slows down all the Ridden a lot. Makes taking care of them very easy, especially when you have someone on your team rocking the big brother build that I was just talking about. So I'm going to say situational but good. It would be better if it could work with more weapon classes, but right now it works best with only one weapon, which is the M1A. So situational but good. B tier. Ammo pouch, 2.5% bullet damage and 25% ammo. C tier. 2 situational. You can get more ammo out of other cards and more damage out of other cards. The only time I would take this is if you find it in a card shrine. Ammo belt. Speaking of ammo belt, 50% reload speed. No, never mind. Not 50% reload speed. That'd be fucking bonkers. 50% ammo capacity on top of 15% reload speed. I'm going to say great in almost any deck. Gives you a lot of ammo, and reload speed is useful on almost any build. So beat A tier. Next card, ammo mule. Yep. 75% ammo capacity at the cost of -5% move speed. This is really good on builds that are really ammo hungry. So any of the gadget cards, if you're running any of the gadget cards in your build, most likely you're going to be running ammo mule. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in situational but good. Right up there with them. You know what? Let's put you right at home up there. Right next to them. Nice and cozy. Slugger? I'm pretty sure that's Slugger. 5% health, and it gives you a bunch of melee stamina efficiency and attack speed. Melee builds, great in almost any melee build. A tier. Front sight focus gives you accuracy, aim down sight speed, weak spot damage, and recoil control. I'm gonna have to go situational but good. As much as I like the benefits from this, honestly, they're luxury stats. I'm gonna call them luxury stats. You don't need the increased accuracy and the aim speed and the stability, but it's nice to have. And the 10% weak spot damage isn't a lot, but hey, it's something. So if you really like this card, you're not going wrong with it, but there are slightly better cards. Optics Enthusiast, 30% increased accuracy. You're only going to use this on a hipfire build, so C tier, probably. Where did I put the other? You know what? No, it's going to go in situational but good because it needs to be right alongside Killer's Instinct and all the other disable aim down sight cards. Which one is this? Quick Kill. Okay. 50% accuracy, disabled aim down sights. Same thing. You're going to go right up there in B tier. Situational but good. You're using this on a disabled aim down sights shotgun build or an SMG build. Motorcycle Jacket. C tier. It's only 5%. It kind of suffers from the same thing as Ammo Pouch, right? It's nice. It does something. It's not a bad benefit, but there are other cards that provide a much better benefit for for only a slight downside. So everything Motorcycle Jacket does, body armor right here does better. Everything that Ammo Pouch right here does, Ammo Belt does better. Right up. Where is it? Right here. So it kind of suffers from that same thing. Speaking of padded suit, 10% damage resistance at the cost of 20% stamina efficiency, and plus you get 5 health. Situational, but good. This is really good on a tank build, but for some builds, you're not going to want to sacrifice that stamina efficiency, so situational, but good. Motorcycle helmet. I'm going to put this in that same category because it disables aim down sights. It kind of goes neck and neck with all these other cards. You're only going to use it on a disable aim down sight shotgun build. Combat training. Oof. This card used to be a lot higher on the list, but right now it's C tier. Only 5% bullet damage, and it gives you some bullet stumble. But because of this beauty up here, Empowered Assault, it really hurts this card to shine. Right now in the Back 4 Blood meta, this card does not really have a place right now, in my opinion. Next card, Large Cal Rounds, 7.5% bullet damage, as well as a bunch of bullet pen. A tier. Right there, A tier. Good card. Almost any deck can use it. Actually, I'll put you right there. I like you right there. Almost any deck can use it. Bullet pen's nice. Bullet damage, it's good. Silver bullets, same thing. A tier. More damage, more range, just good. Antibiotic ointment. A tier. We're rocking the A tiers right now. Antibiotic ointment, more healing efficiency, as well as giving temp health whenever you use a healing item. A tier. Brazen, I believe. Is that Brazen? I gotta double check. Yes, it is Brazen. Damn, I'm fucking knocking these out. It's essentially the same thing as Slugger, but slightly different. Where are you? I'm gonna go with A tier as well. Right there. Neck and neck with Slugger. EMT bag. A tier. You know what? No. We're gonna put EMT bag on S tier. 50% whopping healing efficiency. Even if you're not a doc, this is great on melee builds. And when you are the doc, this is still S tier. Fucking 50% is a huge amount. So EMT bag is awesome. All right, where are we at next? Field Surgeon heals 3 trauma whenever you use a medical accessory. A tier. Healing trauma is extremely important, especially on a doc. So on doc, this is going to be S tier. On everyone else, this is going to be A tier. So averaging it out, I'm call it an A+. Let's just put it right here, right next to silver bullets. Energy bar, 30% stamina regen, I think, and 5 health. I got to double check on that. Yep, so I was right. 30% stamina regen and 5 health. If I see this in a card shrine, I'm going to buy it, but I'm going to put it in B tier. Situational, but good. It's a nice card, but it's not breaking any records or anything. Cold Brew Coffee. I really like this card. I really like Cold Brew Coffee. I'm going to go with great in almost any deck because no matter what kind of build you are, chances are there's something in here that is going to benefit your build. There's reload speed, use speed, there's swap speed, and there is what else? I got use speed, swap speed, aim speed, and reload speed. So chances are there's something in this card that's going to benefit your build. Next card, Natural Sprinter. 100% stamina regen at the cost of 50% max stamina. So this card gives a huge benefit at the cost of a huge downside. So to get the most out of this, you're gonna probably run 2 or 3 additional stamina cards to counteract that negative. So I'm gonna say situational but good. Solid B tier. Avenge the Fallen. C tier. This card, it's nice when the bots have it, you know, it's whatever, but it's, I want to say it's rewarding bad behavior, right? So if you get down, the whole team gets 20 health over a few seconds, but you got to think it's regular health. It's not temp health like Doc's passive. So it's not doing anything to protect your team. It's not doing anything to help ensure that you get the revive, and it's not going to heal. I just wish the card did more, man. I'm just going to leave it at that. Regular health is just not as impressive to me when there's other cards like Amped Up that you get consistently and you don't have to get down to get the effect. Charitable Soul. When you heal someone, you get 50% of the effect. I'm going to say situational but good. I never run this when I'm playing Doc. Here, let's put this over here so you can see that. I never run this when I'm playing Doc because most of the time, I'm in the back line and I'm letting my teammates take the damage and I'm healing them. And when I do get fucked up enough, I usually have a spare bandage. And there's better cards that you can slot in your deck. But if you like this card, more power to you. But if you want to go for the healing route where you get healed whenever you use an accessory, Group Therapy does that job much better. So if you find it in a card shrine, it might be worth it, but in my opinion, it's not worth it. You know what? We're going to put that down in C tier. Fuck you guys. C tier, Charitable Soul. What is that? Hunker Down? While crouching, gain 10% damage resistance and 40% accuracy. I know some people really like the down and front play style where you're crouching and especially on higher difficulties on No Hope. I've noticed that a lot. People running this card in conjunction with down and front. And the damage resistance is nice. So I'm going to say B. Situational, but good. It's not bad. Avenge the Fallen. When someone gets downed, your whole team gets a shit ton of damage and reload speed. Situational, but good. Again, this card is better than Inspiring Sacrifice because 30% damage is fucking huge. Let's say a teammate gets down by a bruiser. You now have enough damage to completely destroy that bruiser and then get the revive. So for that reason alone, I'm going to put this in B tier. Next card, Vanguard, I believe. When you get a melee kill, you heal 1 health to the whole team. I'm going to put this card used to be a lot better. This was back when melee builds were fucking broken, man. This used to give 1 temporary health to the whole team. But sadly, it's just 1 regular health now. So in its current form, I'm going to say situational, but good. Yeah, solid B tier. Next card, Meth Head. Every time you swing your melee weapon, you get a bunch of bonuses like stamina efficiency and melee swing speed. Stacks up to 10 times. This card on a melee build is fucking great, so I'm going to say A tier. You know what? No. On a melee build, this is S tier. I think every melee build should be running this card. This is probably the most stamina efficient card in the whole game for melee builds. And for that alone, it goes in S tier. Next card, what is that? I can't exactly remember right now. In the Zone. Precision kills grant 5% reload speed for 5 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. Oh, God, man. So, let's say you, on average, get about 3 to 4 precision kills within that 5-second time frame. That's only 15% reload speed. It suffers from the same aspect as... What was it? I gotta find it. It suffers from the same downside as the one where you get precision kills, your movement speed's increased. I can't remember. I can't pull it up right now, but I'm gonna have to say C tier. Situational or underwhelming. Trigger control. This one gives accuracy, I believe, until the end of the level. You don't need accuracy. You know what? I'm gonna say D tier because accuracy is one of the most useless stats in the game unless you're running a hipfire build. So D tier. Needs of the many. Instant S tier. Because of higher difficulties like No Hope, where you don't have an extra life. Instant S tier. Fucking saves your life. Combat Knife. Too situational or underwhelming. As much as I want to like Combat Knife, it's just... If I see it in a card shrine, I'm going to pick it up as a gimmick. You know, I'm having fun and everything. But if I'm playing serious, I'm never going to touch this thing. It just does everything a melee build does, but worse. Meat Grinder. When you're crouched, I think you do... Okay, first you have to be only using an LMG, right? So when you're crouched while using an LMG, you get 30% movement speed and accuracy? Okay. So while you're crouched, you're a really fast little turtle running around. This is a gimmick, man. C tier. It's a gimmick. You're going to use this on some kind of weird admin reload, double LMG primary build. It's a gimmick. C tier. Scatter Gun. Skills 40% reload speed. B tier. Again, it's one of those cards that adds a great benefit, but only for a specific weapon class. B tier. Which one is this? Controlled movement. 40% movement speed while aiming down sights with sniper rifles. I never had a moment where I absolutely need movement speed while aiming down sights, especially with sniper rifles. So for me, I'm going to say C tier. Too situational or underwhelming. Ammo for all. Oh my god. Dude, If I could make love to this card, I fucking would. So it's going to go up there in the A tier. No, S tier. I would make a baby with this card if I could. I fucking love Ammo for All. One of my favorite cards in the whole game. Down in front. Prevents friendly fire damage when you're crouched, as well as some nice bonus to health. Great in almost any deck. I think every deck needs this. Well, not every deck. I think every DPS deck needs this if you're really bad at friendly fire. And if you're not, you could take this off, and it's really up to your skill, depending if you need it or not. So there's some skill gap right there. Poultice. When you use a medical accessory, your target heals 20 health over 30 seconds, I believe. It's a nice card, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to say B tier. It's regular health. It's not affected by any cards in your deck, so on a dock, you're not getting any added benefit from any of your cards. It's not affected by healing efficiency. If one day this was affected by healing efficiency, this could go up to an easy S tier. But right now, oh shit, come here. Come here. Right now, it's hard locked at B. Situational, but good. If I see it in a card shrine, I'll pick it up, but right now. Alright, Ridden Slayer, 20% weak spot damage. Great in almost any deck. I think weak spot damage is great for almost anyone. There are better weak spot damage cards in the game, but this one's pretty plug and play, I would say. Group Therapy. This card... I'm a little conflicted on this one, man. Where did I put Charitable Soul? I can't see where I put Charitable Soul. Well, this one essentially does the same thing as Charitable Soul, but better. Where if you use a healing item, it heals the whole team, but it scales with healing efficiency. So with a dock, you can get this up to like 16 to 17 health. So I'm going to say situational, but good. It's better on a dock. But if you're just using it on a regular old build, you're not going to get a lot of bang for your buck. So B, situational but good. Ooh, which one is this? I keep forgetting. Medical Professional. Defibrillators and first aids heal 10 additional trauma and 1 extra life if able. Instant S tier. Even if you're not on a dock, being able to get extra lives back and well as healing a little bit of trauma, well actually not a little bit, it's quite a substantial amount. Is very essential on No Hope. So for that reason, S tier. Oh god. Ammo Scavenger, D tier. There are much better ways of sustaining your ammo economy than running a card for Ammo Scavenger and getting ammo boxes. One of those is obviously running like things like Ammo Mule, 75% ammo capacity, wherever I put that in here, as well as On Your Mark. So every time a horde's called, you get ammo for the whole team. There's just much better ways, man. It's not a good card right now. Support Scavenger. A tier, right? Where did I put my scavenger cards? I believe I put them A tier. Pretty much all the scavenger cards go in A tier except for ammo. Weapon Scavenger. Oh, this one's tough. I'm going to say too situational or underwhelming because I have heard instances where if you run instances of Weapon Scavenger, sometimes it does increase the quality of your weapons. I've never tested that personally because it's always been a card that I can never find a spot for in any of my decks, but I have seen Reddit threads and posts saying that the more people running this card, the higher quality weapons spawn on the map, so I'm going to put that in C tier for that reason. Amped Up. I really like Amped Up, S tier. You could put this on any fucking character and it's going to affect the whole team. It's not affected by healing efficiency or anything like that, so you don't need to be running this on a dock. And you're going to be calling hordes all the time. So this and, what was it, On Your Marks, they're like a match made in heaven. These two cards, you put them together, it makes a lot of challenging content a lot easier in the game. Next card, Patient Hunter, another S tier. One of the highest damaging cards in the game. The longer you aim down sights, the more damage you get, up to 30%. Fucking huge. Next card, we're down to our last bottom of our list. Power Reload. Okay. So reloading a gun within 1 second of reaching low ammo will increase the magazine side by 30% until the next reload. I actually tested this card out not too long ago, and to me it seemed bug. Every time I would get to the bottom of the magazine or try to, and I would reload it, the magazine would stay the exact same size. So for me personally, I'm going to say D tier. It needs a rework. I think it's bugged in its current state. Next card, Marked for Death. When you ping a mutation, the whole team does 10% increased damage. I'm going to say almost great on almost any deck. And the reason why it's not S tier is because pinging enemies can sometimes be very difficult when you're in the heat of the moment, and sometimes you're more focused on pinging the damn thing rather than you are just starting to pre-fire and starting to shoot the damn bruiser or the tall boy or whatever. So in those moments where it's very chaotic and you're trying to ping the damn fucking mutation and it's just not wanting to ping, those times can be very stressful and you're not getting the benefit out of that. But in ideal situations where you have a clear line of sight and you're able to ping the mutation, your whole team's going to do a lot more damage to the enemy. So for those reasons, it's an A tier. Next card, Knowledge is Power, 10% weak spot damage, and it allows you to see the health bars of enemies. I really want to like this card, but I gotta say it's pretty underwhelming. Only 10%, and let's be honest, being able to see the enemy's health bars, it's nice, but it's a gimmick. All right. Reckless Strategy, 30% increased weak spot damage at the cost of, I think, 5% increased damage taken. I'm going to double check for that real quick. Yep, 5% negative damage resistance. So you're already running Glass Cannon on DPS builds. Most of the time, a lot of DPS builds like to run this card as well. So I'm going to say... I'm going to say A tier. Weak spot it adds a lot of weak spot damage, so that negative 5% damage resistance isn't a whole hell of a lot to write home about, to cry home about, I should say. Energy Drink. Oh God, I want to like this card too, but for some reason I just cannot jive with it. 15% stamina, weapon swap speed, movement speed while firing, and slow resistance. That slow resistance is a fucking joke, man. If you get hit by a Ridden, especially on higher difficulties, you're never going to be able to outrun that Ridden that's pelting you from the back, no matter how much movement speed you have built in your deck. So for that reason alone, the last stat, the slow resistance, is fucking null and void. So I'm going to say too situational or underwhelming. I think this card needs a soft rework in order to be useful. And for our last card, good old tried and true Cross Trainers. This card I honestly think is A tier. It can be used on almost any deck. Stamina regen is nice. It gives you a little bit of health, plus 20% stamina, and gives you a nice boost to 3% movement speed. So, holy shit, we actually made it. That's the whole tier list. You're probably going to disagree with me, and that's totally fine if you do. There's over 200 cards here. I'd be surprised if you agreed with me on every single one of these. So, this tier list is available on tiermaker.com. It's underneath my YouTube channel, Zelarax. So go ahead and find it and make your own. Sorry, it cropped out the titles of the cards. I don't know why it did that. I had them in the original photo, but that's why I had to pull up every single card and double check the title of the card. But anyway, I hope this was fun for you. I hope you had a good time. This was like an hour. Oh my God, we're almost at 2 hours. So yeah, this is a lot of time. But let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm completely out of my fucking mind? You probably are thinking that I'm out of my fucking mind. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Without further ado, I hope you had a good time. Hope you ate all your popcorn, all your snacky snacks. So without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.